Welcome, I'm David Charalambous. This short video presentation is regarding stress, and I'm going to show you how you can significantly reduce the stress, nervousness and anxiety in your lives. Okay, thoughts and stress. The biggest form of stress that we have today is through our thinking, and largely through our perception, or more accurately so through an incorrect perception. Okay? Let me give you an example. If you have a roller coaster ride and you have two people on the ride, one person will have a really enjoyable experience and the other person may have a traumatic experience. The only thing that's different is their perception. Okay? The person that's having the traumatic experience on some levels actually invoking what is known as the fight or flight response. Their body is responding as though it's a life or death situation. The person that's enjoying the roller coaster, because unconsciously they're not perceiving the event as being a life or death situation through the fight or flight response, is free just to enjoy it. Okay, what is the fight or flight response? As its name suggests, it's a process where we're going to decide to stay and fight or to run, flight. Okay? It's an evolutionary process and it's there to deal with lions, tigers and hostile neighbours, ready for life or death situations. Okay? An example would be that if you come up against a lion, you're going to invoke the fight or flight response, and rightly so. Okay, so why is it there and how does it work? Well, it's there as a survival tool, and it works by preparing the body for vigorous muscle activity. Okay? It does this through a series of chemical processes. With the lion example, it's going to start preparing the urgent processes required, and it's going to stop all the non-urgent processes. Okay, two examples of an urgent and a non-urgent process is that your heart rate will speed up because it's urgently pushing blood to your arms and your legs, and your digestion will actually stop working temporarily because it's not considered that important at this moment. Okay, light bulb memories. Okay, this is another aspect of the fight or flight response, and it's there to protect us from making the same mistake twice. Okay? It is the process of stamping that traumatic event into muscle memory and into your neurology so you don't forget about the event. So when you're faced with a similar or same event, you will unconsciously respond with a fight or flight response. Okay? Let me give you an example. If you have a little spider in the corner and you have someone with spider phobia, they unconsciously respond. They don't think about being scared, it's just something that instantly happens. It works so well that you only have to think about the thing that stresses you out or the traumatic event, and you get the fight or flight response in your body. Okay? This leads you to think, what am I worrying about today? The things I'm worrying about, are they life or death situations? And if they're not, why is my body responding as though they are? And again, it's just incorrect perception. Okay, some of the physical changes that happen when you get a fight or flight response. Okay? Your heart rate will increase, your blood pressure will go up, your breathing will become shallow as it increases, and your digestion will shut down. This is an important point to note. If you're under a lot of stress, your digestive system will not work as well. Some of the other important points I wish to note is that cortisol, which is one of the two hormones released in the fight or flight response, is actually made from cholesterol. It is one of the reasons that cholesterol rises when you're under stress. Cortisol is also a hormone that suppresses the immune system and is prescribed by doctors to do just that, and may be used in autoimmune system disorders to actually suppress the immune system. Okay, the last thing to note on the physical changes is that the body considers survival the most important thing. Now, if I go into a fight or flight response with a cold, my immune system is not going to deal with that cold until I'm out of that survival situation. It's not that important, and so your immune system will not function optimally if you are under a lot of stress. Okay, what can we do about it? Well, the good news is a lot. 99% of the things that we worry about and stress about today are not life or death situations, but unconsciously the body is responding as though they are. It's just incorrect perception. and through simple exercises we can retrain the body not to experience this life or death situation. Okay? There is a great and powerful technique called EFT. It stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. Okay? It's an emotional form of acupuncture, and one of the many things that it can do is correct perception around traumatic events. Okay, let me give you 3 case examples of where I've used EFT to significantly or completely remove stress. Okay, public speaking. This is the #1 fear. More people are scared of public speaking than they are deaf. I've dealt with this situation many times. One particular client, even the thought of presenting in public gave her such physical responses and stress that she couldn't even speak. In just 2 hours of using EFT, she was able to present without any stress or fear. Okay, another example is car accidents. I've had a few clients now that have had a near miss or a car accident that's created so much nervousness when they've been driving. This has actually been a fairly straightforward one to fix as well, and within an hour they're at the point where they can drive again without the nerves. Sports. EFT has so many uses in sports. One example is that when a player makes a bad shot or a kick, that they tense up anytime they go to make that same shot or kick, and it can result in a loss of confidence through their whole game. One particular player came to me who had made a bad kick, and then his whole season disintegrated because he couldn't forget about that. It took just 20 minutes to remove the trauma of that kick, and his confidence returned and his season improved dramatically.